Yo, shalom, shalom. Just waiting for Brother Ariah to get back. What's going on, family? What's going on? Brother Ariah, hey, here we go, here we go. Yeah. What's going on, family? Let's see what we got in there. Wanawana, shalom, sister. SDG. What's going on, sister? What's going on, sister? Shalom, Miss Masha. All praises to the Most High. All praises. All praises. Life is good in Detroit. That's what's up. Detroit in the town. Detroit in the house. First of all, I just want to say all praises to the Most High for waking us up every day to get back here this Friday night Shabbat. I'm Barack, Ambassador Barack, and to my right or my left is
Ambassador Aria.
Khan on the one. Khan. So we're just gonna get into it real quick. We're gonna get into it right now. So I know that we had a question from our brother talking about the head covering. So if I wear a hat, am I dishonoring the Most High? If I pray and I prophesy in the hat, right? And we have all seen the elders, and we've all seen a lot of Israelite brothers rocking hats and everything like that. So we're gonna get it in real quick with that, and then we'll proceed with the rest of the lesson. So, brother, can you give me First Corinthians 11:4?
This is the book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 11, verse 4. Every man praying or prophesying, having his head covered, dishonoreth his head.
So if I have my head covered, I'm dishonoring my head, according to Paul. But what do we know about Paul? Paul is not Christ. Paul is not Yahushua, right? And that is not law. Paul was a Pharisee, but that's not law. And we also know that Paul was speaking to who? He was speaking to Corinthians, right? The men that was dealing in Corinthians. He was speaking to a specific group of men, okay? So we're going to get what David had going on. So first, let's get First Kings 15:5. Let's get First Kings 15:5. We're in the KJV tonight. Pretty much going to be the KJV. So read along if you got it. First Kings 15:5 when you got it.
This is the book of 1 Kings, chapter 15, and verse 5. Because David did that which was right in the eyes of the Lord, and turned not aside from anything that he commanded him all the days of his life, save only in the matter of Uriah the Hittite.
Read the first verse again, like the very first one.
15:1.
No. 15:5.
1 Kings chapter 15, verse 5. Because David did that which was right in the eyes of the Lord.
Right. So he did everything right. David was pretty much perfect, right? So let's get what David did, right? 2 Samuel 15:30. Yeah, man, because David was perfect, pretty much. You know, the scriptures say that the Most High said he was a man after his own heart. He was a man after his own mind. You know, when the Most High gave him instructions, he executed. Let's get that.
This is the book of 2 Samuel chapter 15, verse 30. And David went up by the ascent of the Mount Olives and wept as he went up, and had his head covered.
What?
And had his head covered.
Go.
And he went barefoot, and all the people that was with him covered every man his head.
Right. So every man had his head covered. David had his head covered when he was praying. So something's off with that scripture, right? That they use against us when we come and we pray or we prophesy, right? Or we weep or we moan. So if I have this, they say I'm dishonoring the Most High. But we read here when David came up to pray and weep and lament, he had his head covered. And not only he, all the people that was with him had his head covered. Now, let's get Leviticus 21 and 10. Leviticus 21 and 10.
Leviticus chapter 21 and verse 10.
It's just talking about the Levitical priests. All right. All right, continue.
Leviticus chapter 21 and verse 10. And he that is the high priest among his brethren, upon whose head the anointing oil was poured,
Yeah.
and that is consecrated to put on the garments, shall not cover his head, nor rend his clothes.
Shall not cover his what?
Head.
Right, shall not cover his head.
Salakia,
So
let me reread that. Let me
yeah,
reread that last part.
go ahead, go ahead.
Not, shall not uncover his head.
Shall not uncover his head, right? And before y'all get into it, so we got two tribes that's covering their head, right? Leviticus, you already know, tribe of Levi, those are the priests. They're not supposed to uncover their head, right? Let's get Revelations 5 and 5. What tribe is David from? Because David is not from the tribe of Levi. But he was covering his head too.
This is the book of Revelations, chapter 5 and verse 5. And one of the elders said unto me, weep not. Behold, the Lion of the tribe of Judah, the root of David.
The root of David. So Judah is the root of who?
The root of David.
All right, read it again one more time.
Revelation chapter 5, verse 5. And one of the elders said unto me, weep not. Behold, the Lion of the tribe of Judah, the root of David, hath prevailed to open the book and to loose the seven seals thereof.
Right. So the line of Judah is the root of David, man. David is from the tribe of Judah, right? One last verse before we get into the class, right? Exodus 29 and 9. Exodus 29 and 9.
Exodus chapter 29 and verse 9. And thou shalt gird them with girdles, Aaron and his sons,
Yeah.
and put the bonnets on them.
Put the bonnets on them. Stop right there. Put the bonnets on them. Because remember, he said, Paul said, if you cover your head, you're going to dishonor your head, right? And if it says, since the person that was on here was making general acclamations, that means that the priests in Leviticus, Aaron and his sons, and David, who was perfect, were all dishonoring their head when they were praying, weeping, or prophesying, right? So let's get this breakdown of what bonnet was, and I'll let you continue the verse. So I'm going to share my screen real quick. All right, so this is the Strong's. So what we have here. So this is the reference from Strong's, right? And this is the word bonnet. Bonnet's mentioned 4 times. This is H4021. Listen, I'm lit. I got the book too. I got the Strong's book, but this is better. So, H40 and 21, bonnet. That's turban. Headgear. Headgear. It can mean anything. It can mean this too. It can mean the do-rag, so-called do-rag. Do-rag, right? Headgear. Headgear. What else could it mean? Right? Migba'a. Same as H139. A cap. It can mean a cap too. As hemispherical. A bonnet. Right? A mitri. Right? So brothers was wearing head coverings. Brothers was wearing head coverings, right? But at the same time, I understand that just because we brought up these few scriptures, it's not going to convince the people. Those who's going to know, who's going to know. Um, so that's to the best of my ability as far as the head covering for men. If everybody has any other questions, comments, or concerns about that, wait till the end of class. Maybe we can get an elder on here. We could break this thing down. But that's pretty much what it's talking about, man. That's pretty much what it's talking about. So if you're a man, you can wear a head covering, or you can choose not to wear a head covering. We can get the woman on the next class, but let's just go through this. I'm going to stop. I'm going to share my screen. So I got a little bit of motivation for Israel. You know, I know a lot of brothers been laboring in the truth, for a long time, more than me and the brother have been laboring. And I know that we want things to happen, and things are happening. You know, what's going on in the world, right? Kenya, they're not what they don't want to use the American dollar. You got wars going on, Magog and Magog, Ukraine and Russia, they're still going at it, right? All those boundaries, all those alliances are forming for the Third World's War. You got Romanian ambassadors calling the African nations monkeys and whatnot. You know, we stuck over here with Joe Biden. You know, we got immigrants flooded into our neighborhoods and everything. You know, we got a rise in homosexuality in the youth. Now it's 20%. It was, I forgot what it was. It was a little under 10%, but now it's risen to 20% due to the indoctrination. So we're on a wicked path in this country. There's a lot of things coming against us. We got to work every day. We got to pay these bills, so on and so forth. We're going through it here. But this is just a little motivation that when we make it out of here, you know, we're gonna get that substance that I was talking about in that 400 years prophecy in Genesis. I think it was 15 and 13. So, you know, with that substance is gonna come power, you know, and it's just a glorious thing to know that movies like Avengers and, you know, all these super powerful people that we've all known and loved in our anime and everything like that. We are going to be those people, but we got to endure, right? To actually see that. The elect are going to have to endure to see that. And it's a beautiful thing. And when I read upon these scriptures, I was motivated. So I just want to share that motivation with the rest of YouTube land. So let's get Isaiah 40 and 28. Isaiah 40 and 28.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 40 and verse 28. Hast thou not known? Hast thou not heard that the everlasting?
Oh no. 40 and 28, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Go.
Isaiah chapter 40 and verse 28. Hast thou not known? Hast thou not heard that the everlasting God, the Lord, the creator of the ends of the earth, fainted not, neither is weary. There is no searching of his understanding.
Read on.
He giveth power to the faint, and to them that have no might, he increaseth strength.
Okay, read on.
Even the youth shall faint and be weary, and the young man shall utterly fail.
Read.
But they that wait upon the but they that wait upon the Lord shall renew their strength. They shall mount up the wings as eagles.
Right. So we shall mount up as wings with eagles. I mean, we could leave that to the imagination, but that sounds like brother's gonna take flight. So read on.
Oh wow. They shall run and be not weary. They
Right. That
shall
sounds right. So that sounds like brother's gonna be like the Flash or something, just running and not getting tired. Brothers might be lifting off the ground. Brothers is gonna be weak, but then they're gonna be strong. Right. Go ahead. And then they shall.
and they shall walk and not faint.
Right, man. So we're gonna get some power now. We're gonna get some power. So all those trials and tribulations that the brothers going through, that me, Ariah going through, that you going through, we're gonna be renewed in our strength, man. And it's gonna be like the ancient days, right? And this is gonna happen when we come up out this land, right? And we're gonna come off this land. We're gonna come up out of this land with great substance, like David. Like David. So let's get Zechariah 12 and 8. Zechariah 12 and 8, man. It's a beautiful thing, man, to be in this truth and to go through the things that we're going to go through, because we're going to be bestowed with things that no one's ever seen. That's what Yahweh Shah was saying when he's talking about you're going to do greater works than I have done. You know, they shall mount up with wings like eagles. That's a great work. You understand? They shall run and not be weary. That's a great work. And it's all for a purpose, and we'll get to that. But let's get Zechariah 12 and 8. What's David's talking about?
Zechariah chapter 12 and verse 8. In that day the Lord shall defend the inhabitants of Jerusalem. And he that is feeble among them.
Feeble. What's feeble mean? Feeble means weak. Feeble means lacking strength, just like Isaiah 40 and 28 said, because our people, we are like, we could be strong physically, but some of us aren't strong physically. Some of us are teachers. We read, we do works in the camp, but we're not physically strong though. But we know the scriptures, but we're not just physically strong. We're not like benching 315 or nothing like that. So read on.
And he that is feeble among them at that day shall be as David, and the house of David shall be as God.
Right. The house of David is going to be like the most high. It says the house of David is going to be like the most high. You understand what that really means? So when you mount up with eagle wings, right, with wings like eagles, and you run and you got to really understand what David was doing back in the day. And what's the last verse?
As the angel of the Lord before them.
Right. So we're going to be like the Most High, man. We're going to be incredible people upon the face of the earth. We just have to endure, man. We just have to endure for a little bit, man. We're working with the ultimate power, right? Isaiah 45:7, man. He said he created the good and the evil. I, the Lord, do all these things, man. You don't think that he can make you into a real living superhero, man? Look at what he did to David. David slew Goliath. What else did David do? And what did his men do? What did his men do? 2 Samuel 23 and 8. Let's get 2 Samuel 23 and 8. Yeah, Carmen, it's beautiful, man. I just want to get this motivation, man. So you're not doing this in vain. You're going to be stowed with great things in the future. We just gotta overcome this little stuff. Go on.
2 Samuel chapter 23, verse 8. These be the names of the mighty man whom David had. The
Tachmonite.
The
Mm-hmm.
Tachmonite that sat in the seats, chief among the captains, the same as Aldino the Esnite. He lift up his spear against 800 whom he
Eight.
slew at one
Right,
time.
right. So he lifted up his spear against 800 whom he slew at one time. I'm not trying to condone violence or nothing like that. I'm just trying to tell you the greatness and the power that these men had in the ancient days that's going to return to us, right? These are the mighty men of David, right? The Tachmonite that sat in the seat, chief among the captains, right? He lifted up his spear against 800 and he slew them at one time. You're not going to play with the Most High and his men. You're not going to play with that, man. We got to know what power that we're working with, man. We're on the winning side. We are on the winning side, but there's more. There's 37, I believe, in total, mighty men, but we're just going to get a couple. Let's get Shema in 10 and 11.
Repeat that, Salakia.
Let's get, hold on. Let's keep going down. Read 9 through 11.
Oh, kind of one. Verse 9. After him was Eleazar, the son of Dudu the I can
Ahohite.
Ahohite, one of the three mighty men with David. They defined the Philistines that were there gathered together to battle. And the men of Israel were gone away. Verse 10.
Right.
He arose and smote the Philistines until his hand was weary, and his hand clave unto the sword. And the Lord wrought a great victory that day. The people returned after him only to spoil.
So, man, this dude Eleazar, the son of Doeg, the Ahohite, man, he was whooping the Philistines up. He was whooping them up, okay? Until his hand was weary, until he couldn't do it no more. And everybody else, man, they came back just to spoil him, right? What they call that in Call of Duty, looting. You know what I'm saying? Looting the bodies. After you done a kill streak or something like that, right? Just to putting it in modern terms. But who was Shema? Let's continue. Let's go to verse 11 and 12. 11 through 12.
Verse 11. And after him was Shema,
Yeah, Shema. Yeah, that's good. That's cool.
the son of Agi the Harite. And the Philistines were gathered together into a troop.
So a troop is actually upwards to 250 men. That's what a troop is. So imagine. So we already seen 800 that David slew. This is a troop of 250 men. Continue. There was a piece.
There was a piece of the ground full of lentiles, and the people fled from the Philistines.
Mm-hmm.
But he stood in the midst of the ground and defended it, and slew the Philistines.
He slew 250 Philistines, man. Philistines, man. 250. And this is ordained by the Most High, though. So all praises to Yahweh right here. Because this isn't just no random, mass murder. This is in the name of Yahweh, our power. And because what does the next verse say?
And the Lord brought a great victory.
The Most High brought a great victory. The Most High was in Shema that defended the ground full of lentiles. He defended it against 250 men and he won. You understand? So this is just motivation, man, just to keep on going on to receive some of these otherworldly supernatural powers, man, that the Most High's got ready for us. You understand? Let's get one more, man. Let's get Abishai. 23 and 18. Let's go down to 18.
Verse 18. And Abishai, the brother of Joab, the son of Jeriah, was chief among the three. And he lifted up his spear against 300 and slew them, and had the name among three.
And he had a valuable name among the three, right? Among the original three mighty men. So, those are just three mighty men of David, man, that was doing damage. Those that read like they was a part of the Avengers or something like that. You know what I'm saying? A part of the X-Men or something like that. So I mean, if you're a man in this truth, there's gonna be so many great things that's gonna happen to you, man. But you just gotta endure and you gotta wait for it. Because the Most High is gonna use you. I know they talk about a lot of stuff about the camps and everything like that, but those men on those street corners that's laboring, doing their thing, and the people that are sincere in this thing, doing their thing, they're going to be the ones that's going to be doing incredible things in this world that no one has ever seen before. Okay? Just to hit it over the head, let's get Psalms 103 and 5. Psalms 103 and 5. Then I'll get Daniel. I'll get Daniel 7 and 18 because I know I'm going to work you out tonight.
This is the book of Psalms, chapter 103, verse 5. Who satisfieth thy mouth with the good things, so that thy youth is renewed like the eagles.
Right, man. Our youth is going to renew like the eagles, man. We're going to have strength, right? Another eagle verse, man. Another indication that, we're going to be flying around this mud. And that's all praise to the Most High. So let's get Daniel's. I'll get this one. Get Amos 9 and 11. This is what's going to happen, man. This is what we always say, man. Kwame Asharala, man. This is Daniel chapter 7 and 18. But the saints of the Most High shall take the kingdom, and we're going to possess the kingdom forever, even forever and ever. So that's how we going to do it. Look no further than the mighty men of David. Look no further than Isaiah 40 when the Most High is going to give us power. And there's more. There's going to be way much more, Way much more. He said, liars. Every man is a liar, but I'm coming out of the Holy Scriptures, though, so I cannot be a liar, because the Most High is not the author of confusion. So as long as I'm coming out these scriptures, and not coming out of my mouth, just saying whatever, then that's on you. Now, if you hating on it, then you hating on it. But you know, but the Most High cannot lie. The Most High is a spirit. John 17:17, right? The Most High is truth, and the Word is the truth, and the Word is that David had some mighty men. The Word is the word is that Black Adam, he was with them. And you know what Black Adam did? He was putting in work on them boys. And he had that strength like him. Right? And that's the strength that we're going to get in these last days. Okay? So every man is a liar. Make no doubt about it. But I'm coming with these scriptures. I'm coming with these scriptures. And this is motivation for Israel. So I just know that you're not motivated by it because you don't believe. You don't believe. You don't have faith. You don't have faith. And all you got to have is faith of a little mustard seed, man. But you don't even have faith in that. But it's okay, man, because some of us is going to get renewed. Some of us is going to get rebuked. So which one you going to be? Because I'm not trying to burn in the lake of fire. I don't want nuclear destruction upon my people like that. But I know that some people going to get it. I just want to be able to escape it. The brother Ariel wants to be able to escape it. That's why we studying to show ourselves approved. That's why we on these Friday night classes diligently, right? And that's why we trying to edify the people as best as we can, man. Because our people need it, man. Our people are destroying each other. We lack knowledge. And we're destroying each other. But one day, the tide is gonna turn. Let's go have it in that day. See if I'm lying about this. See if I'm lying about this. Get that Amos real quick. That 9. That 9. Get that 9 and 11. That 1911 out. Huh? Get that 1911 out. Hold on. Stop playing with him.
Amos chapter 9 and verse 11. In that day.
Mm-hmm. And what day?
In that day.
Yeah.
Will I rise up the tabernacle of David that he had fallen.
Oh, tabernacle of who?
David.
David. And David shall be as God, as we just read in Zechariah, if I'm a liar. Go on.
That is fallen. And close up the breaches thereof.
Right.
And I will raise up his ruins, and I will build it as in the days of old.
Come on. What else we got? We got verse 12.
Yep. Verse 12. They that possesses the remnants of Edom.
They said what?
They that they may possess the remnant of Edom.
Okay.
And all of the heathen, which are
all of the who? All of the what?
The heathen.
All of the heathen.
Which are called by my name.
Right.
Saith the Lord that doeth this.
Thus saith the Lord. Thus saith the Lord. How can I lie if it's thus saith the Lord? If you don't believe in the Bible, then that's on you. In these holy scriptures, and that's on you. But we're going to possess them, man. We're going to possess the remnant of Edom and many more, and all of the heathen. We're going to possess them, man, for handmaids and servants, like Isaiah 14:1 says. The same thing, same scripture. I'll go ahead and get that. I'll go ahead and get that. We're trying to glorify it, but it's just future prophecy, you know. And since I'm lying about stuff, let's go to the scriptures. Because I ain't saying nothing. I'm just repeating what the scriptures say. So, all right. For the Most High, this is Isaiah chapter 14:1. For the Most High will have mercy on Jacob, mercy on the 12 tribes of Israel, of Israel, all the blacks, Hispanics, Native Americans, uh, of Indian descent, of Negro descent, right? So for the Most High will have mercy on Jacob, and he will yet choose Israel. That's why we're going to possess Edom, because he will yet choose Israel and set them in their own land, and the strangers shall be joined onto them, and they shall cleave to the most. They shall cleave to the house of Jacob, and they're going to be joined onto us. But like you said, they're going to go in chains, and the people shall take them. We're not going to invite them. We're not going to whisper to them to come. We're not going to convince them, right? We're not going to run for political office and take them. We're going to take them. The people shall take them, and they shall bring them to their place, and the house of Israel shall possess them, own them, rule over them. Possess, a possession. That means that's your belonging. Don't you take your belongings everywhere you go? And they shall possess them in the land of the Most High for servants and handmaids. And they shall take them captives, whose captives they were, and we're going to rule over our oppressors. You know, it sounds good, but it's going to look even better. And we just got to stay true to this word, man, and it's going to be okay. So let's see if I'm lying about this. Give me Jeremiah 51 and 19. Let's see if I'm lying about how the Most High is going to use me and how to use us. Right?
Jeremiah 51 and what?
51 and 19.
Okay. This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 51 and 19. The portion of Jacob is not like them, for he is
what did he say?
The portion of Jacob is not like them.
I don't know who that brother was, but we ain't like you. If you don't have faith in this thing, whether you are Israelite or not, you know what I'm saying? This is the one that's going to get it. And this is motivation for our elect. We ain't like everybody else. We have faith. We do believe. We know we're going to do great things in this coming days. Right? Right. That's what I'm saying. It's a bit intriguing to me to see people stay in a room where they don't want to be. Well, you know, like I said, that they going to cleave. They going to cleave. Let them cleave. Why do they heathen rage? Because they're not going to be bestowed with these otherworldly powers that we're going to be bestowed with. You know what I'm saying? They're not going to be as gracious as our women are going to be as gracious. You know? So, and that's it on that, but that's a good one, Rwana. I like that. I like that a lot. Let's get, so the portion of Jacob is not like them, right?
Mm-hmm. For he is the form of all things.
Right.
And Israel is the rod of his inheritance. The Lord of hosts is his name.
Verse 20.
Thou art my battle axe and weapons of war.
Man, that's what the Most High said, man. We're going to be his battle axe and his weapons of war. So if as his weapon, if he wants me to take flight, if he wants me to run as fast as the wind, if he wants me to do whatever he wants me to do that's supernatural, that's beyond your comprehension, that's making you think I'm a liar, he's going to do it because I'm his battle axe and he's going to use me how he's going to use me. You know. Go ahead. What did he say?
For thou art my battle axe and weapons of war. For with thee I will break in pieces the nations, and with thee I will destroy kingdoms.
Right. I know what goes in. He's going in on everybody. But with us, with you that's listening, he's going to use us to topple these nations, to topple these kingdoms, so we could take that, right? Because they fell off. I know we fell off first, but they're going way off. They're going way off. America's going way off. It's being judged by the minute, by the day. You can look at the news, look at the world news, take a sample of the world, and they're just not feeling it right now. They ain't feeling it. They ain't feeling it. Yes, Revelations 13 and 10, man. He who go into captivity, right? He that like he had us in captivity, so he's got to go into captivity, right? He killed with the sword, so he must be killed with the sword. You know what I'm saying? So it's just karma. It's just karma. I don't know about anybody else, but my chains are going to be gold. I want him to just, no, it's going to be righteous slavery. Okay, it's going to be righteous slavery, man, for these nations, just for a time, and then they can go in peace, except for Esau. It just is what it is. I ain't making up, but let's just keep going. So how are we going to do that, man? Let's get some more in depth. Let's get more in depth a little bit without going too far. I'm going to quote Paul. Bear with me. 1 Corinthians 15 and 40. What's it going to be like in the kingdom? How are we going to be in the kingdom, right? Trying to just give you motivation, give you some visualization, give you some stimulation, right? Made that up. Yeah. Go ahead.
This is the book of 1 Corinthians chapter 15 and verse 40. There are also celestial bodies and bodies terrestrial.
Right. So there's heavenly bodies and there's earthly bodies, like me and you got, right? Read.
But the glory of the celestial one and the glory of the terrestrial one is another.
Right. So it's separate, right? The heavenly bodies are separate than the ones that are earthly right now. But let's keep reading. Let's go to the let's go to 48 and 49. 48 and 49.
Verse 48. As is the earthly, such are they also that are earthly.
Right? So we're human. We do earthly things. That's what it is. We're composed of all the materials of this earth. We're compromised to gravity. We can't, when we jump, we come down. We are succumbed to the laws of nature right now in these earthly bodies. Read.
Salakia. And as is the heavenly, such are they also that are heavenly.
Right. So it's the same concept, except in a spiritual connotation. Verse 49. Verse 49.
Verse 49. And as we have borne the image of the earthly, we shall also bear the image of the heavenly.
Right. So we're going to bear the image of the heavenly too as well. So we're going to be earthly, but we're going to bear the image. It's going to be a combination of both. And what happens when you combine both? You're kind of superhuman in a way, right? A little bit of that superhuman in a way. Let's get 53. Drop down to 53, because what must we do? What must we do?
Verse 53. For this is corruptible, must put on the incorruption, and the mortal must put on immortality.
Right. And after that, it says 55, oh, death, where is thy sting? Right? Oh, grave, where is thy victory? Because the sting of death is sin. Right? And we know in 1 John 3 and 4 that that sin is the transgression of law, and sin equals death. So if we put on incorruptible bodies, we can't sin anymore, right? So let's get our bodies. What are we really in right now? what are we really in right now? Let's expound upon that. Let's get Jude. You know what? You get Mark 7:21. I'll get Jude. I'll get Jude. So I'm gonna get Jude 1:6.
Okay.
Right. And the angels which kept not their first estate, but left their own habitation, he hath reserved an everlasting change under darkness into the judgment of the great day. Right? So it's basically talking about us, man, because we definitely fell, right? But what about these chains of darkness? The human body is we're carbon life forms. When you actually look up what carbon looks like, it's black. Not only are we that, we're 6 protons, 6 neutrons, 6 electrons. We're hexed. Our spirit is hexed in this body, right? We succumb to earthly pleasure. When in the spiritual world, you don't eat, you don't sleep. There's no need for sex. Angels didn't have sex, right? So there's no need for lust, right? So when we overcome that and we put on incorruptible bodies, we're not going to sin anymore. We're not going to sin anymore, right? This is a very complex concept. I'm not going to go too deep in it. Um, I mean, well, I kind of am, but at the same time, there's a lot more than this. Um, but just know that we will be perfect, but we're not in the new covenant though yet. You know, because it's not written in our minds. You know, um, it's not written in our minds, and I'll get that. Give me Mark 7:21. People say that we're in the new covenant, but we're really not. I'll show that to you. Mark 7:21.
Mark chapter 7, verse 21. For from within, out of the hearts of men, proceed evil thoughts, adulteries, fornicators, murderers. Verse 22. Thieves, covetousness, wickedness, deceit, lavishness, an evil eye,
Right.
blasphemy, pride, foolishness.
Yeah.
All these evil things come from within and defile
Right.
man.
Right. So all these evil things come within. All these evil things come within us, you know, and we're still not changed. We get dipped in some water. We still gonna have a wicked heart, but we could try. Right. This is where Christ comes in. This is where Yahushua comes in. This is where Yahushua comes in, right? But we can try to stop it. We can battle our flesh. We know a way to do it, right? We know a way to do it because someone's did it before. So let's get Matthew 5:28. Yeah, the Panthers still don't believe in that verse. And the Panthers ain't gonna be getting bestowed all these powers. The Panthers ain't gonna be, like the tabernacles of David getting raised up. Woe to the pastors, destruction all to them. They leave us astray, man. They're having us confused. They're the reason why I'm here. They're the reason why Brother Ariad's here. There's a reason why there's 10 people that's viewing this chat because the pastors ain't doing their job. I would have stopped. If I was a pastor, I would have stopped at 2 verses. We would have had 2 verses. You would have heard that piano, and me and Ariad would have been singing right now. We would have been, Ariad can sing better than me. you know.
Who told you that?
But we would have been over here singing like, like with no care in the world. And then we would have been like, vote Democrat. We would have sang and said, vote Democrat. Get out of here, man. We ain't playing that. Let's get 5 and 28.
This is the book of Matthew, chapter 5, and verse 28. But I say unto you, whosoever looketh upon a woman to lust after her hath committed adultery with her already in his heart.
Right, with her already in his heart, because the heart is wicked. You understand what I'm trying to say? So he didn't come back necessarily to say you're sinless, you can do whatever you want, you're saved by the grace. I mean, well, you just won't get put to death, right? But he's about conquering your mind, conquering the lusts of your flesh. He wants us to up our game, up our next level. Not only will you not cheat on your wife, right? But you're not even gonna think it, because that's what the new covenant is all about. Us not even thinking about cheating. Not just not doing, but not thinking it at all. You could just walk past the most beautiful woman and just, whoop, it's not even going to go into your mind. Your woman's not going to look back up at you like, boy, if you don't stop looking at her, boy, wait till I get back. You ain't going to be none of that. It's not going to be none of that, because you're going to be righteous, but we're not at that level. I don't care how much water you get dipped in. Okay? If you read a couple of verses, it can still happen. We're still hexed. We're still hexed in these bodies. We still have corruptible bodies, man. We still have corruptible bodies. What did he say? As the offering basket. Yeah, that's right. That's right. That's right. I know he's lusting. I know the pastor be lusting in the crowd. Oh, pastor be lusting. Let's get James 1 and 22. That's why this is important, man. This is important. This is how we kind of overcome the lust of our flesh. This is how we overcome the lust of our flesh. I'm going to bring out the new covenant too. I'll get that right now after you. So you get James 1 and 22, and then I'll get Jeremiah.
This is the book of James, chapter 1, verse 22. But be ye doers of the word, and not hearers only, deceiving your own selves.
Right. So don't be hearers of the word. You got to be doers of the word. Practice what you preach. Practice what you hear. You got to apply it, right? That's what we got to do. Let's get what's the SDG say? We can get rid of evil thoughts, but that's why we got to repent, study, and they will come when we no longer will have those evil thoughts. That's it. That's pretty much. There's probably the best explanation, that you could really have as someone that's maybe new to the truth, that's new to the understanding, But that's what we get to try again, and we can overcome some things in the flesh, I am at full on belief that you could overcome all things in Yahushua, in the flesh, but you have to really get it. You're going to have to really get it. But that's why we practice forgiveness. That's why the scriptures say that men are going to fall a complete amount of times, 7 times 7. And we just got to keep on getting up, keep on getting up, keep on getting up. That does not sound like the new covenant. That does not sound like the new covenant. If you have to keep on, and keeping on, and if you have to endure, then the law is not established in my heart or my mind yet, right? So let's get Jeremiah 31. Get the brother a break a little bit.
I got another one.
Are you good? Okay, yeah. Go ahead and get it then. Jeremiah. We only got a couple more. Man. Jeremiah 31 31 to 34. So 31 and 31, and I'll keep reading.
This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 31, verse 30. You said 31 and 31?
31 and 31. Yeah, let's start there.
Kind of one. This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 31, verse 31. Behold, the days come, said the Lord. I will make a new covenant with the house of Israel and with the house of Judah. Not,
Yes.
not according to the covenant that I made with their fathers in a day that I took them by the hand to bring them out of the land of Egypt,
Mm-hmm.
which my covenant they break,
Yes, we did.
although I was a husband unto them, said the
Mm-hmm.
Lord. Verse 33. But this shall be the covenant I will make with the house of Israel after those days, said the Lord. I
Yes.
will put my law in their inward parts.
In their inward parts. Inward parts. Our heart is wicked, though, still. So no matter if you want to say that you got the new covenant in you, you know you lying. You know, I know brothers is talking about I'm a liar, but come on, man. You if you see somebody with something on and you gotta know, never mind, man. We ain't there yet, family. But continue, brother.
And write it in their hearts,
Yes, write it in their minds.
and I will be their God,
Yes.
and they shall be my people,
And then what? What's 34 say?
and they shall teach no more every man his neighbor, and every man his brother, saying, know the Lord, for they shall all know me.
And does everybody know him? If we're not in the new covenant, then I shouldn't see anybody on here because they should all know the scriptures that I'm pulling out before I even pull them out. People like, brother, like, stop all that. I already know everything that you got going on right now. I can just feel it in your spirit. You was finna bring out Isaiah 40, and you was finna bring out Mark 7 and 21. You was finna do the whole thing. I already know. You only got one scripture in the Apocrypha, brother, that you was gonna bring out tonight. I already know the Most High. You know what I'm saying? Like, brother, come on, man. We don't know that. There's people that's out here that's still atheists. There are people, black atheists, so-called black atheists. We got a whole bunch of things going on. We got witches out here. We got sisters out here on TikTok talking about witch talk or witch TikTok or whatever you want to call it. Type it up, hashtag witch talk, and you're gonna see a lot of sisters over there talking about a lot of crazy things. So if we're in the new covenant, you know, that's where people get misconstrued. It's not you thinking so highly of yourself that think that you got the new covenant. When you got to look around at the whole nation, the whole nation is ain't got it like that. They don't know not one scripture. They atheists. They into witchcraft. They into lesbianism, homosexuality, and all those things. Okay. Yeah, we're gonna be need to taught it. Yeah, con. Practice, practice, practice until it becomes natural. That's what's going on right now. That's why we're in the proving grounds. We're in the testing grounds. We gotta practice until we make it perfect. That's what we do the holy days, the practice until we make it perfect, because we will be in the wilderness again. It's going to be a different scenario, though. We will have no need to be taught. We will know exactly. Exactly. So that's what the new covenant is about. Christ died, Yahweh Shai died to give us grace. And let's just bring that up. Let's just bring that up. Just a little bit of it. All right. Because it's going to go to Romans 9, and I got a 10-page document on this, and we're going to be up here all night. But, so we're not going to do all of that because that's a little bit deep. I know y'all ready for the more deep stuff, but at the same time, we're going to keep it to intermediate milk if you want to keep it like that. But Hebrews 9 and 15. Give me Hebrews 9 and 15.
This is the book of Hebrews, chapter 9 and verse 15. And for this cause, he is the mediator of the New
Yes.
Testament.
Go ahead. Sorry. So
I kind of Hebrews chapter
no, but
9
he
and
is
verse
the mediator.
10.
He is. He definitely is the mediator, right? You want to pray through Yahweh Shai, who
Mm,
we ignorantly call Jesus Christ, to the Father, right? Because the Father, he turned his back on us, so we got to make sure that we pray through Yahweh Shai, pray through him, so he can relay the message, so he can vouch for you. He's your counselor, right? We're reconciling, right, back to the Most High, but we need a counselor for that conciliation, if you get what I'm saying. So anyway, uh, let me go there with you too, because this is deep. This is deep. Hebrews 9 and 15. Let's take it from the top. When you're ready, brother. Nobody can shot.
For this cause he is the mediator of the New Testament, that by means of death for the redemption of the transgressions that were under the first testament,
Right? That means the old laws of Moses, like the Mosaic laws. Go ahead.
which they which are called might receive the promise of eternal inheritance.
So that is a lot right there. But just in layman's terms, just to sum it all up, he died to remove the penalty of sin, right? John's First John's 3 and 4. What is sin? It's the transgression of the law. Shalom, Miss Cry Princess. So what is sin? The transgression of the law, right? But he removed the administration of death that Moses had in place, because there's no glory in that. So if you commit adultery on your wife, you get put to death on it. But the Most High doesn't know if you would change and if you would do it again or if you wouldn't do it again. That's why the glory is all in the ministration of the Spirit, right? And that's what Christ was bringing upon, right? Um, so he died to remove the penalty of sin, right? So we could try and try again under grace, because that's more glorious, right? So if you mess up and you get fired, the employer doesn't really know if you would correct yourself or not, right? And there's so many other instances, but there's really no glory in just saying, okay, you're done. You messed up one time. If you give me a second chance and a third chance and a fourth chance, and I finally come through for you, one, you know that I'm trying. Two, you know that I'm applying, and that I'm doing the best I can, to make that change. You know, if you don't do it at all, maybe you're thinking about doing it, but you just don't do it, but you want to do it, right? Which is okay, but this really separates the wheat from the tares, right? This free will without repercussions right now, this is really showing the Most High who's really his people, right? So the Most High is a genius, man. So he's letting it all hang out. He's letting Satan run this world right now, testing you, tempting you, right? And he's going to see how many times you fall, how many times you stumble. If you're trying to get back right, if you're just going to succumb to anything that you're going to succumb to, if you're going to succumb to your flesh, or if you're battling your flesh and you're trying to fight, man. You know what I'm saying? Because it's all about fight. David fought. We just talk about how many men he fought and his mighty men. We have to do the same thing, man. We got to put in work. We got to fight. The Most High has given us our right to fight, because there's no fighting back from just doing one thing wrong and then getting put to death for it. You know, oh man, I'm gonna get put to death tomorrow. All right, so It is what it is. Yeah, kind of flew through these. But anyway, man, it's gonna be a little bit of a short class. I just want to close it out with Revelations 21. Give me the first verse. I'll do a couple more after this though.
Revelations 21 and verse 1. Asha Shabbat Masha Yasha Allah.
Yeah, my Shah Shabbat, brother. Come.
Revelation chapter 21 and verse 1. But I saw Salakia, and I saw a new heaven and a new earth. For the first heaven and the first earth were passed away,
Yeah.
and there was no more sea. And I, John, saw the holy city,
Mm-hmm.
New Jerusalem, coming down from God out of heaven, prepared as a bride adorned for her husband. And I heard a great voice out of heaven saying, Behold, the tabernacle of God is with men.
Is with men. Is with us. With the house of David. Is with the tribes of Israel, man. Is with us. Go ahead.
The tabernacle of God is with men, and he will dwell with them.
Yes.
And they shall be his people.
They shall be his what?
His people.
That's right.
And God himself shall be with them and be their God.
Right. Read verse 4.
And God shall wipe away all tears from their eyes. And there shall be no more death.
No more death.
Neither sorrow.
Neither sorrow.
Nor crying.
Mm-hmm.
Neither shall there be any more pain.
That's right.
For the former things are passed away.
So the former things are passed away. And who's going to be passed away? Hold on. Let's get this. I'm going to get this. I don't know if you got the Apocrypha. Checkmate. You got Apocrypha? Like get Second Esdras and go 6 and 8. Let's see who's going to be passed away, man.
Second
So I'm tired of
Esdras.
this, man. We all tired. We've been tired. We're tired of voting Democrat. Tired of not voting at all. We just tired of the violence. We tired of the thoughtree, of the debauchery. We just tired, man. Plain and simple, man. This kingdom has wore us out. You know. But we're gonna get renewed with our strengths, right? Psalms 103 and 5. So what's passed away and what's going to be passed away, right?
That's out of verse 7.
Second Esdras 6 and verse 8.
Okay. Second Esdras chapter 6 and verse 8. And he said unto me, from Abraham unto Isaac,
Mm-hmm.
when Jacob and Esau were born of him, Jacob's hand held first of the heel of Esau.
So when you hold somebody's heel, though, don't you stop them? Don't you cause him to stop, to halt, to not continue? Right? When you hold somebody's heel, for real, for real. So that was symbolic of what was going to happen. And what's going to happen in that day?
Verse 9. For Esau is the end of the world. And Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth.
Right. So he's going to be, and we're at the end right now. We're definitely at the end right now, man. You know, it is what it is. But we got a ways to go. We got a ways to go, man. We got a ways to go. I just wanted to give motivation to Israel. Definitely, we got next. We're going to take this kingdom. I just wanted you to visualize the power that we're going to get bestowed on us. You know, I know you got the head covering now, as far as David and the Levites, right, from the tribe of Judah, the tribe of Levi. They was praying and prophesying with their head covered. They had bonnets and caps and headgear and meat trees and all sorts of things on their head. You know, so we do err at not knowing the scripture, right? And like, you know, and if someone comes at you with this, or you know somebody come at you with this, Paul is not talking to the whole world. It's not an edict or a law or a decree. He's talking to a specific group of people in Corinthians. The book is Corinthians. But at the same time, Paul is not Yahushua, right? Let's get something else. Yahushua is about character, man. Like I said before, Yahushua is about character. Let me see. So get John, 1 John 1:47.
John chapter 1 and verse 47.
Yeah, we definitely gonna be some X-Men, Superman, X-Men, all of that. All of that, man. It's gonna be glorious, man. It's gonna be glorious, man. We just gotta be patient, man, and wait.
This is the book of John chapter 1 verse 47. And kind of the one what you just said. Matter of fact, that's one.
First John. I'm sorry, not First John. John 1 and 47.
I'm here on the one.
Oh, okay.
This is the book of John chapter 1 and verse 47. Yahweh saw Nathanael coming to him and said of him, behold, an Israelite indeed, in whom is no guile.
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 Who is no guile? That means no deceit. No deceit. He had no ulterior motives. He could already see. So the Most High is really, the Yahweh Shai is really viewing you and analyzing you from the inside out, not the outside in. Not if you have a cap on or not. Am I sincere to you? Am I more sincere with my cap on or my cap on? Cap off or my cap on, or does it not matter? As long as you know that I'm sincere and I'm passionate, and the brother Ariah is passionate with bringing out this word, it shouldn't matter if he has a do-rag on or a cap on when he does it, because you know that he has no guile. He has no ulterior motive. We're not trying to be famous in this thing. We're just trying to put our brick in and receive that penny that the Most High is going to give us, man. We're trying to be great in heaven and called great in heaven. We're trying to have that mansion built with a big deck, okay? We're trying to get all of those things, you know? And the Most High wasn't looking at this brother like, hey, you got that hat on, brother. Like, you're dishonoring me. It doesn't say whether he had a hat on or not, you know, whether he had a cap on or not. But what he did do was look on the inside of him and look at his character. That's what he did do, because, you know, looks can be deceiving. I can have on all this gold. I can have on all of that. Most High will let you. But I can have all of that, but I can be the rottenest son of a gun that you ever did see, right? So, you know, it's, you know, and our people are simple when it comes to appearances, right? We take what rich men have to offer. We take their advice. When a lowly man or a poor man comes up to us with some real knowledge, but he got on rags, we don't take his advice. You know, so we're real simple when it comes to that type of thing. You know, but we have to, you know, that's why it says in that one scripture, you know, judge righteous judgments, judge not according to thy appearance. You know, because doesn't Satan come as just this glorious thing with a 3-piece suit on and all the nicks and the knacks. Doesn't he look immaculate and clean? And when he tells you something and puts you on game, don't you follow him because he's so clean and immaculate? But when the Most High comes with one of his angels and they got on common clothes and they're trying to steer you in the right path, you kind of go astray because you're looking at the outward appearance. You're not looking at the inside, So that's like that's a deeper thing about the covering, right? What is that? Yeah, definitely, just like that. You can have fringes, head wraps, Ariano, fringes, head wraps, all of that. And you could be just a cold-blooded against, you know what I'm saying? You already know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? Those be the worst, boy. And don't let her know a couple of scriptures. Oh
no, she no, this not that. This
no,
that's what they're talking about. You taking that out of context. I need precept upon precept. Okay, this with the correction coming in now. Humble yourself.
Right, man. It's crazy out here. It's crazy out here. But as long as you know that brothers is really trying to edify, man, with the cap on, the most important thing is I don't have a mask on. Just right on time. I don't got a mask on though. It's just me, man. It's me. It's Ariana, man. We AOC. I know that. Hey, get Revelations 14 and 12. This will be the last one. I can go on, but brother got things to do and everything too as well. So we gonna end it on this.
Revelation chapter 14 and verse 12. Here is the patience of the saints. Here are they that keep the commandments of God and the faith of Yahushua.
Right, man. So all these things, man, that I said to you today in this class, man, like this is what the patience is gonna bring. Let's hold on, let me see what. Is there any more on that?
Nah.
Yeah. Okay, God. So this is really what everything I was bringing up, man. The power of David, the mighty men of David, in the ancient days, right? Us coming out with these substance, us coming out with great substance, us coming out with, these newfound powers, us having incorruptible bodies, man, overcoming death, overcoming sin. It's all going to be worth it in the end. It's all going to be worth it in the end, man. And we just have to endure. We have to endure, man. We have to endure like good soldiers in a Mashiach Yahushua, man. And the funny thing is, we are the mighty men of Israel, man. We the 18, we AOC. I'm Barack. It's the brother Ariyah, man. I just want to wish y'all, a good Shabbat. Yeah, man, Kwame Asharala for sure. Kwame Asharala. That's what's going on. I'll see y'all back, though. I want y'all to come back next Friday. I'll be on here. We'll talk about something a little bit different. Maybe we can expound upon this. We'll see where the Spirit leads us. And the water for tuning in, the water for participating. Next class will be a little bit more interactive. Most High willing, man. And we'll see you on the next one, man. Shabbat Shalom, man, and Kwame Asharala. Peace.